Well, here's a new addition, an HP 1707B oscilloscope, which is a bit of a beast, and there's a dual beam fat bar, very nice bit of kit. And unusually this one has a bit of a secret, because around the back there is the possibility of running it on batteries. So there's an internal battery on this thing. Apparently you can run it for 4 hours. I think the battery might be a bit flat, so I need to do some work on this and calibrate it up properly. It does work, starts up and does its thing, but I do need to do some calibration, because the calibration signal from here is all over the shop, so I need to fix that. But it's really cool. One thing I do like is here is actually I'm not sure you can see it on there. When you do that, you can actually see you've got an illumination thing for the background, which is cool, because this comes off and you can put decal or put sort of graticules and stuff like that in place. It's really neat. It's a really neat bit of kit. It's lovely. So I'm going to have a look inside and see if we can see what the battery looks like. I'm curious to see what it is. Not that I really need it on the battery, but one thing I might do is just take it out, because it's flipping heavy. Oh, they just click, like they just go like 90 degrees. Oh, okay. Very HPE. Oh my god, it's a bit warm. I've left it for a while. Jeez Louise, look at that fat boy. Oh my god, that is a beast. Whiffs a bit. Okay. God, beautifully well engineered. Look at that. That is lovely. HPE, very modular. Love it. Okay, so that bit at the back actually is the protection with the neck of the tube. I guess if you want to start dicking around with stuff on there. Okay. Well, this is useful for maybe cleaning pots and that sort of stuff, but that's not where the battery is. I did look at the service manual, and it did say about taking the cover off, because originally I thought that hang on, let me just put this on there so I'm concentrating on what I'm doing. I thought that bulge at the back, I've got to move this thing, it's really heavy. Yeah. Come on. That bulge at the back was actually a battery cover, but it's not. It looks like it's the neck of the tube. So maybe you can take that off and start messing around with stuff, testing or whatever. It's quite cool. And I guess it makes this, you know, sensible from a, you still got some bits and pieces there. Yeah, that sticks out, but it's protected. It's in line with the feet. Okay. So let's do this the other way. I have to move that out of the way. So let's do that one, and that one. There's something bolted to that. Maybe that is. I don't know what's going on. Whoa, there it is. That is the battery pack. It's massive. Absolutely huge. Which is not a surprise. Apparently you can run it for 4.5 hours. Wow, that's really hot. Maybe that's where the heat is coming from. That it's trying to charge the thing up. This has not been used for a long time, so it says 14. Oh, I wonder. It says 14 hours for the charging. I'm intrigued. Actually, I've never actually tried it. Tell you what, let's put this back a minute. Be very careful not to touch anything on the way. Let me just do this up a minute. I don't think this is going to work, but now I'm intrigued, because I wondered why there was so much residual heat. I've left it plugged in, so maybe it was charging overnight and I didn't even realise. Let's test it. Right, so the bottom, move this that way up a bit. Oh, it's a bit stiff. So the bottom of it, there is a switch here which defines the power that it's running against. So it's currently on AC, so I think the middle of it is internal power. So set front power switch to off, so it's currently off. Set rear panel power mode switch to AC line. Apply AC power. So that's for charging. So I've done that, and it's been there for, it says 14 hours. It's been there for a long time, so that's good. Well, I guess the only thing we can do is try it, isn't it? So I wonder how much weight this would shed if the battery was removed. It's very, very, very heavy. Okay, so anyway, so that's off, which is good. So let's see about changing the battery switch. So that's now internal battery. No, nothing. Okay, well, I'm not surprised. That battery's probably been there for a long time. Well, I mean, the battery got warm, but it doesn't even mean to say that it actually had any power left. Who knows how old this battery is? I'll just move the switch around a little bit. Sometimes these switches can be a bit dicky. Let's try it one more time. No. No. Okay, cool. So the question now is, if we remove the battery from it, how big is it? So there's some bolts there that I think are the things that hold it in. God, that's mashed up badly. Plate there, and that, I believe, that's just the flying lead for the battery. Okay, interestingly, is there any voltage on that battery? I'm not sure. So there is actually a label there. What does that say on there? General Electric nickel cadmium battery, 25 volts, 4 amps. Wow. So let's put it onto 200 volt DC. I don't know what the polarity is. Who knows? Absolute. Oh, let's do the right one, Rich. Flipping heck. Yeah, you don't get much voltage out of that, are you? So I think that's that one there. Oh, we got 15 volts, so it's not completely dead. Look at that, 15 volts out of that bad boy. Interesting, so it's not completely gone. I wonder whether charging it more would do it. Anyway, so in theory, I think that just comes out. Oh my God, it's so heavy. Jeez, that is heavy. So that's the battery pack. Subtle, it's not. Wow, that's full on. So it's a 10103B battery pack. I wonder what it is to get one of these serviced. Does that say what? Does that say 18th of October 1978? 1974? No way. Okay, let me just hang on a sec. Let me just weigh that a minute. Okay, I've removed the battery, and it's just over 4 kilos in weight. It's a beast. So what's interesting is I just put this up in there. Just be careful that I don't bugger up these threads. Okay. So those are the battery connectors. I found this thing floating around inside, a bit of metal. So there's obviously glued to something, but that glue is way gone. So there's that and that. There's a couple of bolts, and then there's the battery pack itself, which is still slightly warm, which is odd. But yeah, so they're 4 kilos. Now, if I put that there to one side, keep that together, I'm going to have a deeper investigation on that. This is now, it's not light, but it's so much lighter. It's ridiculously lighter. It's been on the diet. So that's cool. Anyway, so let's put this to one side. Oh my god, it's just so much lighter. It's ridiculous. Incredible. And that's good because it means it won't crush my flipping desk. Let's take a look inside here. So there's this blue electrical tape there. Oh, it's all very, very, it's like that fabric tape. Obviously this is old school. It's not been opened for a long time. Whoa, look at that. Wow, that is full on. Tell you what, this has not been opened for a long time. I'm amazed there's still voltage in there. Wow, that's extraordinary. There's a lot of corrosion. Oof. Yeah. So those individual cells, there's like this packing material, like a foam packing material between them, and then there's some sort of pipe things. Very odd. I wonder how feasible it is to make a replacement. These are individual cells that have been welded, but I need to get this disposed of because that does not look nice at all. The construction seems fairly crude. I mean, the only way that's, well, it's got tape, but that's not the mechanical thing, because obviously these bolts go through it and bolt the thing down. But yeah, there's a lot of mass there. I wonder. Interesting. That could be an interesting project. Is it possible to actually reconstruct this? So nickel cadmium battery. What I'm going to have to do is see whether it's possible to find replacement cells. I can't get this. Yeah. So here's a more modern unit. You see the cells are much smaller. But something like that might be possible. I don't know. I'm not sure what sort of runtime you'd get, or whether it's even a thing. Obviously, this is being charged. I don't want to chuck it out. You know, just it's kind of cool in some ways. It'd be lovely to get that thing working. But yeah, so that's good. Next step is, so I'm going to put that to one side. Next step is I need to calibrate the scope. I also need to clean it because let me put this down here. The case itself is pretty bad, and it's got a lid thing here. So the lid, and it's a sort of typical HP unit. They do think of everything kind of thing. So it's got this bit. It's all a bit naff and horrible. But this, there was obviously something there, maybe glued or whatever, some pads, and there was a maybe a lock or a knob or something that went on there. But it's just a nice thing, you know. But it looks a bit naff. So I have to think about what I'm going to do. So the idea was, I'm not sure whether these were originals. I don't think so, because these aren't branded probes. But it came with a couple of probes. These ones. So that's a Coline branded one. So standard sort of probe. It's obviously missing the cowl and everything else, but it looks okay. I'm not sure whether that's connection's a bit dicky, but you'd have all this stuff in there, which is really nice. I mean, that's, from an engineering point of view, they just kind of think of it, you know. And this would have your documentation in there, whatever you need. It clips over the front. So I want to clean that up and get that working. Also, obviously the most important thing after the cleaning is to calibrate the scope again. So that's the next step. I'm going to chuck that tape out because it's horrible and bring the scope back in. And it's yeah, it's a bit dirty, but it's not too bad. It seems to function okay. Yeah, obviously need to try and somehow shoehorn the thing into the rack here, which is going to be tricky because it's a complete mess. But it's nice because it's sat next to my HP analyzer, serial analyzer. So, you know, it's going to look alright. But I think if I put it on there, it's going to go right through that rack. I need to figure out how I'm going to sort that. Anyway, that's for next time. So stay tuned. Cheers.